Hi, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 30th, 31st, 2023 Blue Moon, Supermoon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out more than you guys will ever know being seen by the YouTube algorithm, so thank you so very much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below, as will a link to my website, daneharttarot.com, if you're interested in a private reading, private personalized meditation, or an animal healing. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during the biggest, brightest moon of 2023. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Ooh, okay. This is the Queen of Pentacles. This is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But this is going to be somebody who's astoundingly stubborn. Okay. It can be an Earth sign energy. It doesn't really have to be at all. I'm not really even seeing it lean that way. This is somebody who's very stubborn and whose energy vibration does not match your energy vibration. And you're going to be playing this off like, oh, I'm making a big deal out of nothing, or oh, I'm not giving this person a chance. I just have to be nicer. I just have to be more patient. I just have to be away from them, is what you have to be. You just have to be away from them. So just be aware of this. This person has very feminine energy to them, meaning that in a fight, they go for kind of character assassination. They go for destroying of reputation, that type of thing, like hurt passive aggressiveness is really what I'm seeing here. So just be aware of that. So let's see what spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. And this is evolve. Yeah, that's what you're doing during this time. Most definitely, Libra. You are evolving. You are finding yourself really growing wings, moving forward, going after what you desire, what you want. There's a sense of freedom to you that is exquisite, and that is really quite beautiful. A freedom of, really capturing where it is that you want to be and really setting that goal and going after it during this time. There's an alignment with your heart. There's a sense of, I know what I desire. I know what I want. I know where I need to be for me, and that's going to be a very big thing. You're really finding yourself growing wings and taking flight, and really taking flight. It's just like a butterfly, right? Going from being that little tiny caterpillar, inching along, to evolving and embracing your joy, your love, yourself. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, interesting. Give me a moment. Okay, so this blue moon, super moon, biggest moon of 2023 is in Pisces. And we have the Pisces energy coming through with the Knight of Cups, and this is reversed. There is a sense that I'm not moving forward the way that I want to, connecting with my energy, my soul, myself, where it is that I want to be. Now, remember, this is a rare and profound time for us. This has us connecting with our emotions, our intuition, our spiritual selves more than any other moon and more than almost any other time this year, really ever has. And so there's something here of like, we're knocked off our stride. We're moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. And now it's like, oh, wait, what? Where am I going? Like, what am I going for? Also, okay, so this moon is at 7 degrees Pisces. We have the sun at 7 degrees Virgo. And we are moving towards really being connected with our spiritual selves with the moon in Pisces, but with the sun in Virgo, practicality is coming out like nobody's business. And we want things to be kind of running like clockwork, mapped out, really straight and easy paths. Like the straightest, clearest direction is going to be the one that we want to go. And yet the Pisces moon is like, oh, but look at that twirly, windy, curvy path over there. That's super interesting. Let's go check that out. And you're like, no, the straight and narrow, straight path forward. So just know that that kind of fight with ourselves is coming forward. Now, Pisces is the most sensitive sign. And so we're knocked off our stride because there's a sensitivity to us that is knocking us out of balance. In Libra, whenever we, the sign of balance, are knocked off of balance or out of balance with ourselves, it takes us a moment. We need to step back and step in. We need to step into the Nine of Pentacles, being in the moment right here, right now with ourselves and saying, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is where I am. This is what I've achieved. We can easily go towards the past, like looking at the past, or go to the future, looking at the future. That's not going to get us where we need to be. We need to stand right here, right now, and own who we are, what we are, and where we're going. There's a real sense of, yeah, I can do this. Now, what also has us knocked off balance is there can be some sort of imbalance with prosperity. You know, what we need to be mindful of is the Queen of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles reversed here. We have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. We do have the Nine of Pentacles. Stand right here, right now, in the power of yourself, because you are highly, highly, highly successful, Libra. We just need to be reminded of that. But the Eight of Pentacles is you're kind of mad at yourself. You're missing the details of things, or you feel like you're overlooking something. And there's a sense of like going back to it, looking at it, trying to map things out. And Spirit is really saying here, slow it down. Slow it down. You're moving just a little bit too fast. And it's like you got into the groove, or you thought, oh, I should be producing this so much quicker, or I have this expectation for myself. And Spirit's like, slow it down. I'm also seeing with drawing things out. Okay, here, as you see, he's carving pentacles, into the circles, right? With the lines of things, go back to your original sketches. Like, go back to the basics of drawing, of composing, of connecting, that is the clearest to you. You're trying something new, you're trying something different. That's totally cool, but it's not going to get you where you want to be right now. It's kind of like, go back to what you're comfortable with, what puts you into balance. And then as you kind of have that steadying you, then slowly start to evolve it, slowly start to change it. Okay. It's like too much change right now is making you feel less prosperous, is not connecting with like people you're selling to or people you're, working with. They're like, well, that's kind of radical and not what I'm looking for. It's because it's like, you're doing something that's changing the essence of how you presented things before, and people are like, I don't know, I'm not really vibing with it. So just be aware of that. With the Six of Cups reversed, there's a lot of our past or a lot of our childhood that we're trying to distance ourselves from, and that's actually where a lot of your creativity comes from. The way that you see things, the way that you're composing things, it's really based off of past compositions. And I don't know if this is like music compositions or drawing compositions or, writing compositions, but it's based off of the past. You have this beautiful way of connecting things and molding things together and moving things forward. And it has a lot to do with the once upon a time, who you once were. And there's a sense of trying to distance yourself from it. But Spirit is really saying here, that's where a lot of your beauty lies and a lot of your magic lies. It's not that it has to be triggering for you or upsetting, but it's like, don't reinvent the wheel. There's something very beautiful and very special that you have that just emanates from you. So really lean into that. With the Two of Swords, you're severing something. It's like there's a severing of certain ties, of certain ideas, of certain ways of looking at things. This moon has you really turning inward, looking inward, seeing what it is that you want, seeing what it is that you need, and connecting with it full-heartedly, absolutely ferociously. But also here, you're starting to see that there were really rigid paths. It's like, okay, I'll do this or I'll do that. And it's like, yeah, okay. But now I'm starting to think, well, why not? Why not something wild and crazy? Like, why not that windy, curvy, twirly road that we didn't think we could walk before. What about trying that out? So there's a sense here of jumping forward in a very real way towards something that you hadn't thought of discovering, you hadn't thought of connecting with. With the King of Pentacles, you aren't seeing your successes. You're seeing a lot of what has to be done or how it should be this way. This It's really interesting because the Virgo sun is kind of throwing you off. And you're going to feel during this time of Virgo, this Virgo season, August 23rd to September 22nd, you can almost feel like just a little bit off your game, like a little bit like, oh, I don't have my stride, like the normal way that everything usually flows and connects and is. I'm not really having that right now. So Spirit is saying here, slow it down. It's okay. And it's okay to feel like something's missing or like there's something bigger that's coming, because there is. But we need to stand right here right now and not be concerned with everything. I do know we have bills to pay, mouths to feed, right? But there's this real sense of, but I need to step into my power, myself. I need to hone me, look at me, understand me in a really powerful way before I move forward. And it's really understanding the seeds that we're planting, what we're going after, what it is that we're growing in our garden. And it's kind of like we have to cultivate that soil. We're expecting things to grow really, really quickly. And we might be saying, Dane, I've been cultivating the soil for, 20 odd years. And I totally get that. But Spirit is saying here, you were cultivating something and it needs special calibration. It just does. Like the pH balance needs to be just right, or it needs more sunlight here, or we've had more rain, especially where I am in the world. Like we've had way more rain than we have had. So, things might not be growing the same way, or like, droughts and fires and everything. It's just been horrendous that we've been seeing and heartbreaking. So it's like things need to be calibrated differently. And we also need to see with ourselves, like, okay, be a little bit kinder, be a little bit gentler, be a little bit more nurturing to the seeds that you're planting. Even if you don't think you're planting seeds, you definitely are. So let's see what this moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Interesting. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. So why I laughed is because it's just really funny. This moon is coming in, this powerful blue moon, supermoon is coming in, and the answers we need are coming. It's going to bring a lot of change with it, and yet change is reversed. It's like, no, I don't really want that. It's just like, I don't want to dive into the depths of my emotions. I don't want them to move me forward. I want to move forward in all things like practical, because right here, the sense of your dreams need a practical plan, that brings us peace. It's like, yes, it does need a practical plan. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a bullet point notebook and map everything out. But then we also have to put that mapping out into production, right? Into a way moving forward. So here, as we stand right here, right now, it's not mapping out for the future. It's not, connecting with the past. It's being right here, who we are, and saying, yes, my dreams need a practical plan because my feet are firmly planted on the ground and I'm going after my peace. And I'm letting peace in my heart guide me. And that's going to be a really big thing. It's time to create. It is. We're trying to get it just right. We're trying to get it different and just right and just so. Know that you and your loved ones are safe. What you deeply desire and what you deeply care for is being cared for by the universe. It's time to create. It's time to go back to what we're familiar with and build off of that. It can be different the way that we're building it. It can be a different, modality. It can be a different way of expressing. But it's kind of like, go back to the basics. Go back to the basics that you love and connect with and are beautifully representative of you. And then you're going to start to see that things start to unfold. There is a sense here, of expecting powerful change as we're moving away from the past, as we're connecting with something beautiful that we had once understood. but we're moving away from letting the past drag us down or being like, oh, it has to be just like this. It's like, no, this is a new dawn, a new day. I expect powerful change because I'm realizing that I myself am the key, the person who walks through the portal, the person who unlocks so many new opportunities, new ideas for myself. Now, we are rejecting the extremes. We are of the different paths that are opening. We don't really want extremes during this time. We want something a little bit more stable, a little bit more secure, but the extremes are going to come. So just be aware of that as we look at the different roads to choose. But it's time to take time to breathe out. And that's what we're not doing. We can be super stressed, kind of holding our breath, doing a lot of shallow breathing. Breath work is going to be so important. Taking deep breaths in and exhaling. And just focusing on our breath as we're walking, as we're, sitting, having a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, hot chocolate, really just letting ourselves connect with our breath. And we're going to see that in the moments when we're stuck, when we feel overwhelmed, that connection with the breath is going to center us again. It's going to be very productive for us moving forward. Now, are we going to feel that this moon is powerful? No, we kind of feel like this moon is a pain in the tush a little bit. It's like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to move forward in it? And our commitment is being tested to ourselves. But the power of this moon reversed and commitments being tested reversed is really challenging us, kind of like double dog daring us. Like, are you going to move forward in the way that your heart longs for? Are you going to, start having that connection between the heart and the head, that balance? Because we're all about balance, Libra. And sometimes where we think we're seeking the balance or where we think the balance is exactly where the balance isn't. It's what's going to throw us off the path, out of alignment with ourselves. So what's interesting is that Pisces is the most sensitive water sign, all right? And this can be a very overwhelming time, and we can see that. Our outlet is going to be creativity. However we embrace creativity, whether it be through running or it be through artwork or it be through, singing, it doesn't really matter. But what we need not do is become overwhelmed and shut down, because that'll be very easy. Become overwhelmed and seek escape, in any way, shape, or form. Become overwhelmed and become too rigid. It has to be just so, just lined up, everything ordered, just like, perfect soldiers lined up type of thing. Also be mindful of addictions. This can be a time where it's like, whoa, this is intense emotionally. I'm out of here. I'm not going to do this. So just be mindful of the way we seek escape, because it can come out during this time in meditation, embracing breath work, embracing peace is going to be so important for us. Now, Saturn is conjunct the moon, okay? And with Saturn conjunct the moon, Saturn and whatever Saturn is made up of in space, it is less dense than water, which I think is just awesome. And so here, Saturn is acting as the shaman of our inner selves, helping us travel between the spirit world and the physical plane. And that is a really big deal. We're going to see ourselves moving forward in a way that's like, okay, I need to connect with my heart, my soul, my passion, myself. And again, we need not shut down from this. It'll be very easy to become overwhelmed and be like, okay, tapping out, like, too much. This is too much. I don't want it. But this is something we need to experience. So it could be a lot that we need to experience this, depending on where we are in our journey. We could be like, okay, I'm diving in. This is awesome. This time is a time of meditation and communion and fasting and just really getting myself spiritually ready. Or this can be a time where it's like, okay, I'm just going to dip my toe in just a little bit and be just semi-aware of what's going on. Maybe put some water out for charging, which can be fantastic. Pluto is squared the lunar nodes. Now, the south lunar node is in Libra, all right? And that's in astrology, it's also known as the tail of the dragon, the south lunar node. That's what's balancing everything, the rudder of the ship, the balance that keeps the dragon, balanced. And so that is really calling us to the balance of love in our lives. So that is something that we're very comfortable with, Libra, even though that's a challenge for us part in our life path. Like, that's our purpose. And it's a challenge for us, that balance of love. But we're going to be very comfortable with that energy. Now, the North Lunar Node is in Aries. Aries is our sister sign. It can bring out the best or the worst in us. And that's our fight, and that's our passion. So what are we passionate about? What are we fighting for? What are we going after? Pluto has squared these lunar nodes, okay, which is our karmic choice. This is a time and a wake-up call for us. And for the rest of 2023, it's like, okay, karmic path, what are we choosing? What are we going after? What do we want? What are we, wanting to succeed at, achieve at, create, cultivate within our lives, plant and see grow? The moon is yod Mars and Venus. Okay, we're ruled by Venus. So this is important for us. So with the moon yod, and this is also called the finger of fate, right? Venus is in Leo. With Venus in Leo, it's calling our hearts to be brave. And we feel this because, again, we're ruled by Venus. So wherever Venus is, we feel that call towards us. It's calling us to be brave of heart and passionate of self. All right. And Mars is in Libra. Okay. That's us coming through. And this is asking, how is our passion balanced with where we want to be in our lives, what we're going after, what we want to achieve? In the sky physically. Oh, wait, no. Before we go to in the sky physically, we have Pluto sextile Neptune, Neptune sextile Uranus, and Uranus trine Pluto. All of this means that the outer planets are opening up our psychic gifts and our higher consciousness. And that can be something that's totally exciting to some of us. And for some of us, it can be completely overwhelming. So just be aware of this. The outer planets are really leading us towards a higher awakening. The full moon conjunct Saturn physically in the sky, okay, is in the constellation of Aquarius. Aquarius is the water bearer, and Aquarius is represented by the zigzags. Kind of, I always thought of it like a monster's mouth when I was little. Even now, I kind of see of it as a monster's mouth. And that is the oldest iconography that man has. This is the oldest symbol that man has, that is known to man, dating back 40,000 years. So that shaman that is awakening us, that's guiding us, that's moving us through the waters of Pisces, is moving us into the living waters of ourselves, our blood, and our life energy. So that's intense. Pisces is the most egoless of signs. You could sit there and say, oh, I know a Pisces, they're not egoless. Well, they might not be a positive Pisces. A positive Pisces is the most egoless of signs. And this full moon is shining a light on our disillusionment, on the deception that's in our lives, like things that we have planted that haven't taken root, that haven't grown, that aren't moving forward, things that we have wanted to create but couldn't create or didn't have the words for, ideas for, connection with. This is why Spirit is saying, step back to the past of what you had created that gave you joy, even if it was just finger painting, and see what becomes of it. Open up that door, because we're being guided back to our hearts. We're being guided back to falling in love with ourselves and what we desire in our lives and the earth itself. So this is a big time. It sounds like, oh yeah, fall back in love with you. Okay. But this is big. It's like, remember you. Remember what you love. Remember your joy. Remember laughing hysterically as a child and say, what was that? What was that just sparked that much joy within me? Our subconscious energy to be mindful of. The Magician reversed. Now this can be addictions coming forward. So do be mindful of that, any sort of addiction that we have. But this is also just not seeing our magic, or having somebody really wanting to dim our light, hide our success, hide our prosperity, making us feel like I just can't be proud of me. So just be aware of that. Our subconscious spirit message is magical reversed. We need to take the magic and put it back in our existence, in our lives, embracing the magical. Now, read books that you just thought were the bee's knees when you were younger, right? Watch the movies. Connect with the magical. Connect with the you that believed in the spectacular, and see what that magic is like. Just connecting with it again. Music that we would listen to, that we could dance to all night and not even bat an eye at, and be like, oh my God, this was wonderful. Our subconscious tarot message is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a wish being granted. The Nine of Cups is a celebration, a connection, a bounty, and a beauty. The Nine of Cups is telling us, focus on your solar plexus. Focus on your voice. Focus on your creative life energy, letting that flow through your body. There's a sense of feeling like overwhelmed and dragged down. And it's like, no, let yourself be vibrant. Let yourself be vibrant. It's time to just connect with things that brought pure joy and pure bliss into your life. Our subconscious Luna message begins with will. And this moon is like, will you bring love into the situation? That's reversed. It's like, well, can I trust my heart to be that vulnerable? Can I trust myself to be that opened? Will I? Embrace that path and embrace that beauty. All right. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this blue supermoon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and have a blessed supermoon. Bye.